Hey everyone, it's Omar Martin here. Today, I'm diving into a heavy but critical topic, the history of racism in America. Grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the origin of racism. The Naturalization Act of 1790 is a significant starting point. It limited U.S. citizenship exclusively to free white persons. Think about that for a moment. The foundation of American citizenship was built on exclusion. Despite the 14th Amendment's promise of equal protection, racial discrimination in citizenship and immigration persisted. It wasn't until the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952 that racial discrimination in naturalization was officially prohibited. Even so, the legacy of these laws still impacts American society today. Now, let's explore how racism infiltrated various aspects of American life. The criminal justice system, for instance, shows glaring racial disparities in arrests, convictions, and sentencing. Then there's education. Funding inequities and implicit biases consistently disadvantage students of color. Healthcare disparities and discriminatory housing practices like redlining don't make the picture any prettier. These systemic issues create and reinforce a racial hierarchy that privileges white Americans. Representation in media is another area where racism is evident. Racial stereotypes shape public perception and influence policy decisions. When minorities are underrepresented in media and leadership positions, it perpetuates a cycle of exclusion and reinforces existing power structures. Addressing racism in all its forms requires a multi-pronged approach. Policy reforms, educational initiatives, and a collective commitment to dismantling systemic barriers are crucial. We must acknowledge and rectify historical injustices, promote diversity and inclusion, and foster empathy and understanding across racial lines. Now, let's focus on the African American experience. The history in the U.S. is inseparable from the legacy of slavery. From chattel slavery to the Jim Crow eras, legalized segregation and discrimination, African Americans have faced systemic oppression and violence. The civil rights movement brought significant strides, but racial disparities persist in various sectors. The fight for civil rights is an ongoing journey, from the Reconstruction amendments promising equality to the contemporary debates on voting rights, police brutality, and mass incarceration. Despite these challenges, the resilience and activism of African Americans have been instrumental in pushing for social and political change. From the cultural awakening of the Harlem Renaissance to the Black Lives Matter movement's call for justice, the pursuit of racial equality remains a defining aspect of the American experience. Addressing both systemic and interpersonal forms of racism is essential for achieving a truly just and equitable society. It's a tough road, but it's a journey worth taking. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the history of racism in America. It's a topic that's as important as it is complex. If you found this video informative, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Stay curious, stay informed, and take care.